So the Kariba EWS, which stands for the Intergovernmental Coordination Group for Tsunamis and Other Coastal Hazards, warning system for the Caribbean and adjacent regions. It coordinates tsunami readiness, preparedness in 48 countries and territories, from Bermuda through Brazil. We were established in the year 2005 after the devastating 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami. And so the governments coordinate on the tsunami warning system, and the areas that we have been focusing on first was to, and we've been successful, is increasing the capability for the rapid detection and evaluation of earthquakes and tsunamis in the region. So when we first started in the system, it took us sometimes up to 10 to 15 minutes to get a message out whether there was a tsunami threat or not from an earthquake. We've been able to reduce that to under 5 minutes. And that is done through the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center. Another area that the Kariba EWS has worked and made advances on is answering that fundamental question of people that live, work, and visit beaches. Where do I have to go if there's a tsunami? What areas? Where do I have to, where's my evacuation routes? So we have trained, provided training to member states in being able to determine what their tsunami hazard is. So where would the tsunami waves reach in case of a tsunami event, and taking it a step further in preparing evacuation maps. So right now we have 52 communities in the Caribbean that have tsunami evacuation maps that clearly indicate the areas which they have to evacuate and areas to which they would go to. Tsunamis, another critical aspect that we've been working on in the Kariba EWS is education and outreach. Because the reality in the Caribbean is most tsunamis are going to hit in as little as 5-10 minutes coastal communities. Some communities it might take a little bit longer, but the first hit could be as little as 5 to 10 minutes. So that to overcome that challenge, we educate people and provide materials and outreach activities that if they feel the earthquake, they should run to high ground, not wait for an official warning, because that could take too long. So while the official warning process is running, we're educating our people to also take initiative and evacuate to areas outside of the evacuation zone in case a tsunami hits. And you know, a tsunami can happen 24/7. So the other thing the ICG is continuously following up on is making sure that each country has a 24/7 tsunami warning focal point that can receive the tsunami alert product and then disseminate it to the community rapidly. So we don't have time. It's not like a hurricane where we have days to prepare and give out the warnings. No, we're talking about minutes. So countries have identified who those warning focal points are. So through Kariba EWS, we provide them with training, and then once a year in March, we practice tsunami evacuation procedures. Kariba EWS is very proud of the achievements it has had up to now, thanks to the engagement of the member states, because the foundation of us are the 48 countries and territories. So we're very happy with the progress, but we still know that there's a lot more work to be done. We have 52 communities that are tsunami ready in the Caribbean, and we need hundreds of communities to be tsunami ready if we're going to consider all of the Caribbean to be tsunami ready. So we need more communities that need evacuation maps. We need more communities that have evacuation plans. We need more communities that have ways to receive alerts, messages from the national authorities or for the international providers. So there's more work to be done, but I think we have a recipe for success, and with the cooperation of the member states and the support of donor agencies and donor countries, I think, you know, we will have a tsunami-ready Caribbean, which is our end goal, because a tsunami can strike the Caribbean at any moment, and there's millions of people at risk. and there's billions of dollars. And we have to, the only way you can protect life and livelihoods is getting ready. And that's what the Kariba EWS is for, to help the countries and their communities get ready so when the next tsunami strikes, it won't be as devastating as we've seen these phenomena in other places. The total of countries in the Caribbean that are tsunami ready and have all their evacuation maps, there are 5 countries. So of the 48 member states and territories, 5 have completed all the procedures of being tsunami ready. That is Puerto Rico, the U.S. Virgin Islands, the British Virgin Islands, Anguilla, and most recently St. Kitts and Nevis. There are several countries that have demonstrated interest in already working towards that goal. For example, we have a project in Honduras, in Central America, which is part of our system, and they are working on getting their first community tsunami ready. And also we've heard of initiatives in Dominican Republic, in Haiti, in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, in Grenada, Trinidad and Tobago, where they have many of these elements. I think every one of the remaining 43 member states and territories has some of the elements of tsunami readiness. Because of what they saw the tsunami in the Indian Ocean did to those countries there, they saw the images of Japan of 2011. They've seen images of tsunami impact in Chile also among recent years. When you say a tsunami is coming, I think most people in the Caribbean understand that it is dangerous and they need to respond. What I think is required is many people probably still think that that's not going to happen in the Caribbean since they have not seen it in their lifetime or heard about it from their parents. The most recent tsunami was devastating. Tsunami was in 1946 in Dominican Republic. So that is quite, a long time ago. So the fact that we haven't had a recent destructive tsunami, broadly destructive tsunami Caribbean has led to some complacency and some lack of knowledge within our communities. But I think the governments, are doing their job. They're integrating tsunamis in their all hazards education and outreach. So when we talk about hurricanes, we talk about earthquakes, we can talk about tsunamis, we talk about volcanoes. So by integrating tsunamis into their all hazards education will be important to make sure that people are cognizant that this is a real threat for the Caribbean. We've had 75 tsunamis in the past 500 years, and we have plenty of faults that could generate an earthquake, that could generate tsunamis, and people need to know that, and people need to get ready.